We're back outside here with Gary Morgan. We aren't here. Gary and I are. Christina's in changing, getting ready for this segment, so she's going to join us in just a little bit. Also coming up in the show for you, Tamara Berg is here, and she's got some DIY stuff that you're going to just die over. We have Hot Flash Sales. Sandy Newton has some great stuff that we want to pass along to you. Two Steel girls are here. They're performing. We're going to chat with them about their career and their performance as a mother-daughter duo. And get ready. It's our belly laugh contest, so we're going to put it out there and see if we can't make it all laugh. All right, so we're with Gary Morgan, as I said. He's a professional stuntman. We introduced him to you at the start of the show, but there's so much more we want to learn about him because over 40 years in this career, in this profession, he's worked with such amazing stars like Baryshnikov, Anthony Hopkins. The list goes on. And he's worked on such wonderful films like Back to the Future was shot here on this lot, right? And so many more. He's here today to talk about that, but then to teach us how to get in a good old ballroom brawl. Welcome to the show. So 40 years of being in this business. I shared a little bit with the audience. I want to show them a little bit of your work, okay?
Sure.
Take a look at this. I see 2 arms and 2 legs. I can't count the toes, but the fingers are all here. So you've survived for the 40 years. How did this all begin for you?
My parents were circus acrobats, so it was kind of self-defense. I was on the road with them when I was a baby, and then I was a kid actor, but I had circus skills. And I was a tumbler and being, brought up in the circus.
But was that natural for you, Gary? Did they sort of like push you along into it?
That's like the family business. I was just.
But were you ever uncoordinated and not be able to do it?
No.
It's just sort of.
It's kind of like Buster Keaton. When I was 5 months old, I was in my parents' act, throwing me across the stage, and stay balancing on their head.
No child endangerment problems there, are there?
No.
So you get your start there, and did it just come to you naturally as far as getting into film and all of it?
Well, I was an actor. I was a kid actor on Broadway, and then I came to California when I was 18, and the first person that I met was Gene Kelly's stunt double for all of his pictures. And he kind of took me under his wing and mentored me in the first job that I got. I thought I was an actor, but it was a stunt job, playing a missing link in a big movie for Universal.
A missing link.
A missing link. It was this, like a monkey kind of,
Sure. But we talked about you being Kojo's stunt double in the film, but I was surprised to find out you were other animals as well.
Oh,
like very popular animals.
When you're a little guy, they put you in animal suits a lot. Double kids. I was a bear in a bunch of movies. I was a kangaroo in Matilda, the dog in Cujo.
Sure.
I've been gorillas and chimpanzees and, all that.
As an actor, though, you have a very famous start, I guess, as a young man in a very popular show when you shot the pilot for...
The Dick Van Dyke Show.
Yeah, and you played...
I was Richie in the original pilot, starring Carl Reiner at the time. And 2 years later, he sold it to Dick Van Dyke, but by that time I was too big to play the kid.
Right. Now, some of the people that you've worked with through the years, Baryshnikov. Hey, ma'am!
Well, hi, pretty girl.
You really want to defend this? Really? Really?
You're the prettiest thing I've seen walking through that saloon.
Ma'am!
Boy, how long has it been since you've seen a woman? God.
I've been prospecting out in the lower.
This is quite a get-up you've got going on here.
I got a little hitch in my get-along here. Yeah. All right.
Well, I'm gonna defend Your Honor. No, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe we just scratch the next act on
Probably
it.
never wanted me more, right? Right. Okay.
No, we were just talking with Gary about some of the films and projects that you worked on. Baryshnikov?
I did both Baryshnikov specials. Baryshnikov on Broadway. They needed an acrobat and a dancer. And my mom, after they went off the road, had a dancing school, so I knew how to do that. So I did the first Baryshnikov, and we just got along famously. And the second one, Baryshnikov in Hollywood, Misha said, "Get me Gary Morgan. He can't dance, but he makes me laugh." And I was a stunt double on that one as well.
Oh, wonderful. Now, there's been Pee Wee Herman, there's been parts and things with Anthony Hopkins.
I did Zorro with Anthony Hopkins, who's such a wonderful guy, and he loves stunt people. So like at lunch, he'd always look for the stunt table and hang out with us because we always joked and
That must have been a lot in Zorro because they did a lot of
Oh, yeah.
roofs and horses.
I got killed 3 or 4 times in Zorro.
Did you know, one quick thing before we go to the break, I've interviewed so many actors and I've asked them about, do you really like to do your own stunts? And they do up to a certain point and then they just go, this is for the professionals.
Yeah.
Is there a pretty clear line where an actor can go and what they can pull off and make it believable?
There often is, but a lot of times it's not that the actor that he wants to do it. They're afraid of the actor getting hurt or even twisting his ankle, and they got to shut down production. So even if the actor wants to do it, the producer's going, no, you know.
Sure.
Have you
Even if
gotten
he just-
hurt?
Oh, you get hurt regularly.
Did you break things?
I had probably 10 orthopedic surgeries.
Oh, wow.
You know, and every time you're on location and you're in another emergency ward being stitched up, looking at that ceiling going, oh man. And then they, you know, go back and finish the fight. You know?
Yeah, you go back and do it.
Absolutely.
That's part of what it's about. Well, listen, can you teach me to take on one of these? We're going to break this down. Gary's going to lead us through a setup of a scene here and what's going to go on, and then it's you and I are going to have a little fisticuffs here, right?
We will.
All right.
Yeah, just
Good
know how
luck.
to
All
do
right.
it.
Don't go away. The fight is next.
Really?